Hello everyone and welcome to episode 10 of Car News by Carcode, the place for automotive news, reviews and interviews. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so there is quite a bit of news. I'm not going to go through everything, otherwise I would probably be here for about 8 or 9 hours. Just going to go through some of the latest things. You'll see I've been quite busy on the channel this year with lots of reviews, and hopefully we'll see many more reviews in 2025. I've already got things planned, but more on that later. Let's start off with the news. So the biggest story I'd say is the Honda Prelude. I say Prelude, but you might say Prelude. Now we've known this is coming out for a few months now, and it's a really exciting car. It's been confirmed by Honda that it's coming in 2026, so we have a little bit of time to wait for it. Not coming next year, but the year after. But that's just over a year away, and it will be coming early 2026. So that'll be here before we know it. It's based on the 11th generation Honda Civic, the hybrid model. That car is available in the UK, we don't get any other powertrain. I will be reviewing that car very shortly as well before that car gets facelifted. So if you want to check that video out, make sure to subscribe because that's a really great car. The 2-litre self-charging hybrid powertrain is very nippy and efficient as well. The Prelude will add to that, having some Honda Shift Plus technology, which will basically simulate the sound and feel of real gear changes, Honda says. Even though it's just going to have the same CVT that we see in the other Honda hybrid models, it's going to feel more like a traditional automatic sports gearbox, so more like what we'd see maybe in a BMW. That's the aim of what it's going to feel like. So that'll be interesting to drive. It looks as though you can turn it off, which might point in the direction that it's a bit of a gimmick. I might be leaving it off a lot of the time, but I like the fact that you seem to have the choice there. So that is going to be arriving in 2026. Looks really great on the advert for it, is incredible. It looks so stunning. A 2/3 door sports coupe. There's not a whole lot of those out there anymore, so it's great to see Honda going back to the roots of the Prelude with that. But also it is hints of the CRZ, of course, which was a smaller car. Maybe we could see a Jazz-sized coupe. That would be great. It is just going to start off as a self-charging hybrid only, but Honda have said they're going to see how that goes down, and there could be a possibility of a plug-in hybrid or even a fully electric Honda Prelude. So that's really exciting. It looks incredible. It's a car that I'm very excited to see indeed. Hopefully it'll be available in some more fun colours, but I do really like that turquoise accent for the hybrid that we see on the bottom. Like, it's just here, and there's like some on the calipers and stuff. It looks incredible. That is a car that I can definitely get excited about. There has been some different words about the pricing, etc. Now the current hybrid Civic in the UK starts at just over £35,000, so it's not a cheap car. There's still people saying that they think the Prelude will be under 40k. That would be great to see as a great starting point, and obviously that would mean you wouldn't get the luxury car tax. Something in my head is telling me about £42,000 is what we're going to be realistically looking at. I would like to see it start under 40 grand, but I kind of feel like it's going to range from 42 to 48 grand. The Civic Type R is 50 grand, so it's going to come underneath that, but I definitely think it's going to be substantially more expensive than the Civic. They're not going to sell as many as they do the Civic, so that could mean that the price is going to be higher, but I'm really excited to see it. We've not seen interior shots of it yet, but hopefully it's going to be a little bit more sportier than the Civic inside, because the rest of the Honda range has pretty much got the same interior now, so that'll be nice to see. It's going to be like a 2+2 seater, if that makes sense, so smaller seats in the back and then normal seats in the front. Hopefully I get to drive that soon, maybe next year, fingers crossed. The next news, and this is another car that I'm quite excited for in 2025. This isn't the newest news, like the Prelude is not the newest news, but there's not a lot of brand new news at this time of year, as you can expect just before Christmas, is the Ford Puma GEN-E. We've been waiting for this car for quite a while, and it's a fully electric version of the Ford Puma. This looks great, and the yellow looks incredible. I'm really excited for this car, starting at just under £30,000 as well. It's got a 43 kilowatt-hour battery, which doesn't sound massive. However, Ford say it can do up to a WLTP range of 233 miles. That's official, of course, which is really impressive. We'll have to see in the real world how efficient it really proves to be, but Ford seem to have done an incredible job with the packaging of the Puma, with it having a bigger boot than the petrol model and having loads of interior space as with the petrol model. So they've done some clever tricks, and I think that's a really great thing, with even seeing a fruit front boot in it. So that's really, really impressive. It looks like it's going to be a great car, and hopefully it will be an accessible step into electrification. Obviously, the Puma is the best-selling car in the UK, so maybe this could be a huge step in the right direction for Ford. I really hope it is, because the Volkswagen-based Ford electric cars are better than the Volkswagen counterparts. Of course, they've got their downsides, but they have been teared into a bit this past year, and I feel a bit sorry for the brand because it does feel like they're trying quite a few different things. So I think this could work really well, the electric Puma. The petrol Puma being about £4,000 cheaper starting out than the electric. Obviously that's a lot of money, but most brands have about a £10,000 step up if they're going from petrol to an electric version. So £4,000 is quite reasonable, and I think a lot of people, for nipping around town, etc., they'll really like the idea of the electric Puma. I love the look of the Puma. We'll move on a little bit more to the Puma in a little bit as well. It's also available in the digital aqua blue, which looks great. That's also on the new Transit. I am full of cold, so I'm very sorry. The next story is a little bit of a controversial one, and also it's been kind of mistold. So I'll tell you this fully. So essentially, Volkswagen have had a lot of problems in the last few months. There's been lots of rumours that factories are going to be shutting in Germany, that there's going to be job cuts, etc. And Volkswagen have confirmed this very recently. On the 20th of December, they said they're going to have a job cuts of up to 35,000 people. That's quite a lot. They're also going to ramp down production and save about £1.5 billion per year in production costs alone, apparently. So that's quite interesting. Part of the way they're doing that is they're going to move more production over to Mexico. At the Puebla plant in Mexico, they're going to start building the Golf there and the Golf estate. Now, other articles say this is like they're building the Golf and the Golf estate and it just says full stop, like we don't know when. Volkswagen have confirmed this is from 2027. So the Golf range will still be built in Wolfsburg until 2027, so it's going to have quite a while still there. There's quite a few Volkswagen factories and they're all going to kind of change around a little bit. So they've got a glass front factory where they make a few models. That is going to change. The factory where they make the T-Roc Cabriolet is going to stay open until 2027. Apparently they're exploring other options for that factory. So that makes me think maybe we're going to see an electric Cabriolet, ID Cabrio, which I really hope we do see, because that'd be great. And we're going to see the production of the ID3 and the Cupra Born. That's going to move to Wolfsburg as well. So that's going to move from a different factory to Wolfsburg. The Audi Q4 e-tron production line is going to continue on until 2027 as well. The ID4 and ID7 are also going to be made in the same factory that they're currently being built in. So lots of things are staying the same, but they are rejigging a few things, including reducing the output quite a bit. Now this might sound quite scary, but Volkswagen are apparently trying to be at the forefront of all this technology and new car technology by 2030. So they've got some time to get there. It is a bit of a shame seeing they've fallen down a little bit in recent years, but all manufacturers have had a difficult time with the chip shortage, etc., and keeping up with these Chinese electric brands. That has been a huge cause for concern for many manufacturers. So that's what Volkswagen have also partly blamed for the reason that they need to reduce their costs, etc. And obviously they have promised us a sub £25,000 ID Volkswagen. That is still apparently going to come, and that will be built in Germany. The ID cars for now are all claimed that they're going to continue to be built in Germany, but we will see the Golf move over to Mexico from 2027. There's quite a few changes going on in the industry as a whole. Obviously Volkswagen, they are cutting a lot of jobs, but they're not selling to someone else. They're not shutting any factories in Germany just yet, but we are seeing, like I say, the ramp down in production because of lower demand for EVs and lower demand in general for new vehicles as well. It is a little bit sad, but they had to do something because they were struggling. So hopefully, I do really hope this plan works for them, and it seems like it might do really well for the brand. So I really hope so. It is hard, obviously, for them to make some difficult financial decisions. That's my roundup of news, if you like. Now I'm going to talk about my winners, my favourite cars that I've reviewed in 2024. I've reviewed quite a few different models in 2024. I've got some different categories here. I've got a small car category, I've got a small SUV category, I've got a hybrid category, I've got electric vehicle category, and I've got a mid-size SUV category. So There's quite a few different nominations for each category, which I'll go through. So all of these cars are just cars that I've personally reviewed / driven, so that's the only cars included on this list. I know many more cars have been released this year, and you may have other cars that you think are the worthy winners, even in my shortlist, but I will quickly go through all the different nominations and then the winner for each category. Also, a few cars are in a few categories, so that is my rules. Also, just behind me, do you like my new number plate? My sister got me that. I've just turned 21, 15th of December, so that's very exciting. It also means I'll be able to drive a lot more cars directly from manufacturers and also from the dealerships as well, which is really exciting progression. Okay, so let's start with small cars. Nominations for small cars. Remember, this is just small cars I've reviewed. Bless me. Let's start off with the nominations. So the nominations for Small Car of the Year 2024 are the Mazda 2 Hybrid, the 3 Hybrid Plus, and the Kia Picanto. All great in their own right. The Mazda 2 incredibly efficient based on the Yaris and felt a bit more premium than that vehicle. The MG3 Hybrid Plus, excellent value for money, really great to drive as well. And the Kia Picanto, keeping the city car segment alive and offering quite a lot of modern features for that segment as well. So 3 great cars in that category, but the winner is the MG3 Hybrid Plus. This is a clear winner in that category out of those 3 cars. Excellent value for money, quite fun to drive as well. It does have a few downsides, like the back seat doesn't split and things like that. The seat belts aren't height adjustable, but other than that, I did really enjoy driving the MG3 Hybrid Plus, so definitely a car to consider, and that is my winner of the Small Car of the Year 2024. Moving on to small SUVs, and the nominations are the Volkswagen T-Cross facelift, the Nissan Juke facelift, the Ford Puma facelift, and the Honda HR-V facelift. The winner of this category, I've already mentioned it in this video, is the Ford Puma facelift. Of course, it's the best-selling car in the UK, and that's for a reason. It's a great car, fun to drive, nippy, affordable, really well built. The inside is very good, much improved from the pre-facelift. The outside was always very attractive anyway on the Puma, so that's a great job from Ford. A few things let it down, like it has a manual handbrake. Now moving on to hybrids. I did review quite a few hybrids this year, so there's quite a lot of nominations on this list. We'll go through them all now. The nominations for the best hybrid of the year, we've got the Mazda 2 Hybrid, the Volkswagen Passat ETSI, the Nissan Juke Hybrid, the MG3 Hybrid Plus, the Ford Kuga FHEV, and the Honda HR-V facelift. And the winner is the Honda HR-V facelift. Now the HR-V, I did really like it before, but they've just improved it, making it feel a little bit more quality, more refined, being more quiet with that sound insulation inside, and the acoustic glass is really welcome improvements to the vehicle. Just overall a smoother feel in general. You can click up there to watch the video of the HR-V. I like the fact it's really stylish small SUV. It doesn't necessarily look like a hybrid, it just looks like a really stylish car. Perfect for cities and towns. Motorways, it can sound a little bit more strained, but again, that insulation does help more than it did on the pre-facelift model, and it can get up to high speeds just fine. It is just better suited to the slower speeds, and you get really great miles per gallon around town especially. So really a lot of hybrids I reviewed this year, and they've stepped up massively. There's quite a few close contenders on the hybrid list there as well. I really enjoyed the Kuga FHEV. 2.5 litre self-charging hybrid, really great nippy punchy vehicle. I thought that was a great car to drive, so that is also a car that was quite a close contender on the list. And talking about SUVs, let's talk about the best mid-size SUVs that I reviewed in 2024. So the nominations for mid-size SUV are the Volkswagen Tiguan, the Ford Kuga, the new MG HS, and the Genesis GV70. All of these cars have their strong points. I enjoyed all of them. MG especially have come such a far way. Their HS is a huge improvement. Even though I really like the previous model, it just looks miles better, this new one. Interior quality was incredible as well. The HS did still have a few problems as with the previous generation, like not the best automatic gearbox and also disappointing fuel economy. So it doesn't win on this, but the excellent value and also the introduction of hybrids, hopefully I'll drive one of those next year, is very tempting on the HS, and it's definitely one to look at, but it doesn't quite get the top spot. The Cougar as well, already mentioned it, really great car, drives very well, handles very well. It's a little boring, it's not the most mind-blowing, and it's getting on a bit even though it's just been facelifted. So the winner therefore goes to the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's very flexible, the amount of powertrains you can get with it, whether you want mild hybrid now, plug-in hybrid, petrol, diesel, you've got all of those options there on the Tiguan. Really smooth, nice vehicle, feels very solid as always, and it's nice curvy shape. I really enjoyed seeing that this year. Not everyone loved it, but I think the Tiguan is a really nice car, and yeah, it works well for the brand and it seems to be doing really good. So that is definitely the winner for the mid-size SUV. Last but not least, we've got the EV category. I reviewed a lot of EVs again this year, so let's go through the nominations. We got the Audi Q8 e-tron, we got the Smart #3, Volkswagen ID.7, Ford Explorer, Audi Q6 e-tron, Omoda E5, Genesis GV70 EV, and Ford Capri. So plenty of cars were reviewed this year. Lots of those cars did very much impress me. I really like the Smart #3. I think excellent value for money with a blend of really great quality as well. They are still quite a niche car, but I did like that. Again, the Ford products were really good. ID.7 is the best ID car I've ever tested and reviewed in terms of the quality and just how it feels. It's a really lovely vehicle. The Q8 e-tron is my dad's car, bit biased, but really nice car. But by far blowing them all out the water, I think. Great size, great blend of that solid feel, the premiumness, and also good accessibility for leasing, etc. The winner goes to the Audi Q6 e-tron. So the Sportback is what I saw at the Paris Motor Show. I drove the Q6, the normal one, the SQ6 there, which was crazy. My first time on the other side of the road was in the SQ6 e-tron. Insane. And I saw the Sportback, which was stunning. So that wins. Obviously, it's the same as the Porsche Macan underneath. I think it's such a stunning car. Inside, it looks very good. They've stepped up massively, and it just looks streets ahead from many other cars. Ground up built EV as well, unlike some of the Mercedes and BMW products as well. So that is definitely the winner of the EV of the year. Also, it can do really great range as well. There's my winners of the year. Let's pop them up on the screen. Small car of the year is the MG3 Hybrid Plus. Small SUV is the Ford Puma facelift. Hybrid is the Honda HR-V facelift. Medium SUV is the Volkswagen Tiguan. And electric vehicle is the Audi Q6 e-tron. So there's the cars that I've driven this year. Would you agree with all those winners? I think they're all very worthy winners. There's quite a few tough competition, but all really great cars. Obviously quite a few of those are facelift models, but we also have all new models with the likes of the MG, the Tiguan, the Q6 as well. So really well deserved winners there in my opinion. I'm not going to go through any of your comments this week because I don't have any new comments on any other podcasts or anything like that. But do make sure to put your comments down below, definitely. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well. I'd love to hear what cars you'd like me to review in 2025 as well. I do have a list both on paper and a mental list going on as well. So make sure to put them in the comments down below. Especially if you've seen cars that I've done before, if you've seen brands that I've done before, I can probably do those again, so put them down below. Or new brands, if you think I really want to see Sam do something different, then put that in the comments down below as well. The more cars on the list, obviously, the more chance I can get to some cars. So obviously I can't get to every single car for whatever reason, but I'll see what I can do. Fingers crossed we're going to see some really exciting cars. I've been very thankful for this year. I want to say huge thanks to everyone. Just hit 4,000 subscribers. A huge milestones this year have happened as well. This year I hit 2,000 subscribers, I hit 3,000 subscribers, and I hit 4,000 subscribers all in a year, which is great. I also had my first press loan vehicles with thanks from Honda UK and also Genesis UK, so thank you to them. What else? I went on my first trip with a brand, which was Genesis, with the GV70 electrified. That was such a fun road trip across and back on one charge. We did it. That was really great. And many other adventures. Obviously I went to Geneva and also Paris this year, so really successful year with plenty of fun in there. Thank you to all the brands and all the dealerships as well for helping out. It's been a massive help to the channel, and I can't wait to get back to it in the new year with more reviews and news as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. It has been such a long time, so thank you for bearing with me. Pop all your comments down below and I'll be sure to read some out in my next episode. Hopefully I'll do another one of these very shortly as well. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in my next review or podcast episode.